Here's my go-to trick for smoother hand sewing. My secret tool, my French curve. I bet you weren't guessing that one. Also in this video, I'm going to be discussing the pros and the cons of hand stitching for applying lace versus machine sewing for applying lace onto netting. Let's get going. Hi, I want to show you one of my favorite ways of using a French curve. Yes, of course I use it to do draft sleeves, yes, for drafting patterns, but I have another use that I love. I probably do this more than anything. I've got hand stitching I need to do on this dress, and watch what I do with this. Here's the end of my skirt. I'm going to reach it inside between the layers. Now it's my French curve. It's hard to see. It's inside here. I can slide it up, and because it has that curve, I don't have to worry about sharp corners stabbing into this netting. It goes up nice and smooth. Oh, and there it, I'm going to put it right over top of this little horizontal dart I did on the hip of this dress. I was doing a booty scoop. Now, I will show that to you when I'm doing the handwork on it. Can you see that little horizontal dart? I'll show you a close-up later. But having this to separate it from the other layers is so divine. And it's perfect. It's clear so I can see where it's at. But it's this round curve at the top. I love when I'm sliding it in a skirt, not having to worry about this round edge not stabbing into the netting and hurting or damaging my netting. Now, I'm going to be doing some hand sewing here, and I want to, at the end of this video, discuss a little bit about hand sewing versus machine sewing, because this little piece of lace that I'm going to put to cover this dart, there's that lace, I'm going to cover that dart on here. You could likely machine stitch it on. In fact, what went through my head as I was putting this together was, oh, I bet Heather would just stitch that out on the machine. My daughter, Heather, is also a bridal alteration seamstress, and she is amazing and good. But her hand strength is not so good. She has chemo hands, and so whenever she can avoid it, she avoids handwork. And I'm sure some of you also feel that way. And I have my opinions, and she has hers, and we both put out beautiful work. One of the opinions I have about hand stitching is, well, especially in this is an area, when you're doing a booty scoop, you know, there's a lot of refinement that has to take place. And I would rather hand stitch a piece of lace on, and if I need to make more adjustments, I'm able to, because unpicking hand stitching is a dream compared to unpicking machine stitching. I did a lot of machine stitching on this, but it was in areas where I knew I wasn't going to be needing to do any more refining. The areas where I had to refine, I prefer to do hand stitching. I've been doing it a long time, and so for me it works out quickly. Actually, these cute little flowers that are all over, I love how dimensional. This is a beautiful dress. They actually catch on the needle and thread when you're hand stitching a lot more than they would when I was doing the machine stitching. Machine stitching is also more sturdy, so keep that in mind if it's a seam where you need a lot of sturdiness. Machine stitching might be, and sometimes it's all about access. And having this little thing, I can go up into the bodices with this French curve. I can go anywhere I want. This just really maneuvers easily and fits inside of areas where I need to. And sometimes access, you have no choice. You have to do hand stitching. But machine stitching could work too. I'm going to show you a little bit of hand stitching here, but I think you've got the gist of why I do a French curve. Okay, stay tuned for a little bit of close-up on the hand stitching. Bye-bye for now. Okay, I'm going to hand stitch this, show you just a bit of it. First of all, because this is lace and netting, usually a knot, just doing a knot on the end is not enough. And so when I start, I pull through that knot to anchor and then start doing this. I love having the French curve behind. You can feel your needle when you tap it. You know you're not getting the under layers. It just makes things speed along a lot quicker when you are doing that. You know, another reason that I really enjoy hand sewing is that I find it very relaxing. For me, hand sewing is quiet time. My machines aren't on, and those industrial machines can be kind of loud and noisy. I just enjoy the peaceful, quiet time to relax while I'm sewing. Sure, I can get this done faster, but if I end up having to adjust this a little bit more, I will be so happy to have hand stitching. I'm picking hand stitching as compared to I need to knot it off here, compared to machine stitching. You know, it's kind of a personal preference. Like I said, my daughter loves machine stitching and she's an amazing genius at it. I'm kind of proud of my daughter, if you can't tell. She's just done really well. But at any rate, there's a little bit of hand sewing for you. And mostly I just wanted to show how much easier it makes things when you're hand sewing and you have your French curve underneath. Easy peasy. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.